coupon payments, the number of days in the coupon payment period is not 365. It is the number of days from the last coupon payment date to the next coupon payment date. And this could be, if it's semi-annual, it could be 182, 183, 184, right? So it could be different coupon payment dates. So that's one thing that you have to remember. D3 is the number of days in the coupon payment period. So what do we do to look at accrued interest? We take the next coupon, the coupon for the period. This is not the coupon for the year, the coupon that is being paid for that period, for the semi-annual period or the quarterly period or the monthly period, divided by the number of days in that period. So what do we get here now? Coupon per day. Per day, this is the coupon that the person is entitled to. So for how many days is he entitled to this coupon? This is what we call accrued interest. Okay. That is accrued interest. So the important things here, this is the coupon for the period, not the coupon for the year. This is the number of days between the last coupon date and the next coupon date, not the number of days in the year. It could be the number of days in the year if it is an annual coupon, but it is not necessarily the number of days in the year. And then you look at the number of days from the last coupon payment date to the next coupon payment date. So this accrued interest must be paid as compensation to the seller of the bond. Always you pay this accrued interest as compensation to the seller of the bond. Now, when we trade in the market and we quote prices in the market and we say, okay, I'm willing to buy your bond. Now in Sri Lanka, this is slightly different because we don't trade on prices. We trade on yields, right? So we say, when we buy or sell bonds, we will say, okay, I'll buy this bond, let's say the 28 at 12.15 or 12.15 or 12.10 or whatever, right? So we will trade on the yield, our required rate of return. Or we call it, as we go for bond trading, and you see when we do the next section on yields, this is usually what we call our yield to maturity. Yield to maturity. Our yield to maturity, technically, if the bond is fairly priced, would be our required rate of return. So, but in other markets, bonds also trade on prices, right? I mean, obviously, there is a relationship between yield and prices. We just don't quote the price, we quote the yield. But when you see any time a price quoted, I showed you on the Colombo Stock Exchange, for example, what will you see displayed? The price, not the yield. When you see the price quoted, this quoted price is what we call the clean price of the bond. The quoted price is what we call the clean price of the bond without any accrued interest inside it, without any accrued interest, right? Because once I quote this price, okay, it has no accrued interest inside it. But remember, when somebody wants to buy this bond, they don't simply pay the number of bonds into the clean price or the quoted price. They have to compensate the seller for the accrued interest as well. So the total price that they will pay, which we call the invoice price, or we also call it the dirty price in market terminology, the dirty price. The total price we pay is the clean price plus accrued interest. So we did a question based on that. Let's look at the next question. Let's take it up one notch. I'll come back to this once we do that question. Okay. Let's try this. So this is an older, because I'm using the available data that is there on our trade screen. So this is the example wise, it's an old example, but calculation wise, obviously you can look at it. Before you calculate the invoice price, you can calculate the accrued interest. And then calculate the invoice price.
If you have any questions, please ask. Any clarifications, please ask. Okay, so I'm waiting for a couple of other answers, Prasad. Let's say. So okay, I have three different answers from three different people. 28, I do feel that answer is not correct. Check with the. I think that's the looks the most off. Just double check it. So obviously, face value is not given here. We assume face value is 100, right? Because anyway, you saw last when we were doing the last section that now everything that is issued on the CSC face value is 100. That's the requirement. Niraj and Prasad, your answers are also a little bit off from each other. I don't know whose is right, but can the two of you just let me know what your D1 is? Okay. Um,
So remember, I was saying last, just before we started this question, you look at the point where the bond belongs to the other person, right? So I purchase it on a certain day. From that day only, I start to accrue my interest. But before that, it belonged to somebody else. What do you mean by Tom settlement? What do you mean by Tom settlement?
The actual settlement happens on the next day where the trade, after the trade was agreed on.
That's right. Yes. So Tom is T plus 1, spot is T plus 2. This is the date that the actual settlement happens. Settlement of what though? Settlement of what?
The actual transfer of the instrument and the payment of the price.
Yeah. The transfer of the instrument plus payment of price. Meaning, remember we talked about DVP, right? The delivery of the instrument against the payment of the instrument. So the payment of the instrument goes when it comes to you. We spoke about how in bond settlement, in debenture settlement, and now in share settlement, it happens on DVP basis. The instrument only belongs to you once the payment is made. And the payment is made on the settlement date, right? So that's something to keep in mind. $61 correct, yes. Sorry, my mistake. The number of days are not, that's where you're going wrong. Look at the number of days are not correct. Look at what is the last coupon payment date, 28. What is it? So draw the diagram, look at what is the last coupon payment date. These are the important things that you will look at when you're looking at your accrued interest. What is the last coupon payment date? What is the next coupon payment date? And where are you today? Based on it, it's based on where you are today. That's why you're going wrong. What is today? Okay. So the very first thing that you do in your accrued interest calculations, you look at, sorry, 1 second. You have to look at, when you're doing your accrued interest calculations, what is the last coupon payment date? What is the next coupon payment date? Right? Last coupon payment, next coupon payment, and based on where you are today, right? That is dependent on where you are today. And even when we are talking about where you are today, what is more important? What is today? Is it the day that I do the trade? I call that trade date, or that's what we call it anyway, not me. Let's call that the trade date, right? Is it the day that you do the trade, or is it the day that the settlement happens? What is today? What is the relevant date when we are looking at accrued interest? Trade date or settlement date?
Settlement.
Yeah, you're looking at the settlement date, right? Because this is when the bond gets delivered to you and you make the payment. So the trade date is the date that you and I agree to do the transaction. But we say, okay, I'll do the transaction. We agree on the transaction, but payment happens, Tom. And only when the payment happens does the bond get transferred to you. So Tom settlement means that the bond gets transferred to you on that date. When the bond gets transferred to you, Tom, until that point, it belonged to the other person. Bond wasn't yours. You hadn't paid for it, right? So therefore, the bond belonged to the other person. So last coupon payment date was 10th of June. Why? Because really, trade happened on 24th of September. Settlement happened on 25th of September, T plus 1. T plus 1. So although we traded on 24th of September, because settlement happened on 25th of September, you had to look at the number of days from the last coupon payment date to settlement date. Because until that day, the bond belonged to somebody else. That is deep. This is not deep. This is not deep. So the day that we do the trade is the day that we agree, okay, I call you up and I say, okay, I want to do this transaction. I want to sell this bond or buy this bond or whatever. And you quote a price to me or whatever, right? And we agree on a transaction. But the money doesn't get transferred on that day unless it's cash settlement. Remember T plus 0? But usually money gets transferred T plus 1 or T plus 2, usually T plus 2, spot settlement. Whatever day that we agree, it could be a forward settlement also, T plus 30. But until that day, the bond belongs to somebody else. Only when the bond gets transferred to you, you have to compensate the other person for the interest accrued. Yeah. Because that's the day that you pay the bond for. So, what is D1 then? What is D1? D1 is the number of days from 10th of June to 25th of September. So, how much is D1? Any issues? No, Divankar, small mistake is there. Yeah, Jani, correct. Really correct. Yes. So, what is day one? From 10th of June, still time mistake, 28. So 10th of June to 30th of June. June has 20 days, right? July, August, September. I think this all comes to 107 days. Any questions here? V1 is 107 days. Any questions?
Madam, in this one, when we are calculating from 10th June, it will come as 21 days for the with the 10 day or without 10 day. It's mean June.
Okay. So correctly, okay, if you are doing the calculations, generally the calculation methodology goes that you will take this date and you will not take this date. So then June has 21 days and September has 24 days, right? Because you don't consider 25th of September. So therefore, it has 24 days and you consider 10th of June. So therefore, it has 21 days. That's correct. So if you are conversant doing it that way, no problem. You still get the answer doing it this way. And the easy thing about doing it this way is June, you're looking at June 30th, right? If you just deduct these numbers, you get the numbers easily. So June 30 minus 10 is 20 days. Anyway, July has 31 days. 31 days in August. And here, 25 minus to the beginning of the period, you get 25 days. So therefore, when you do this, you get the same answer conceptually. What you're saying is the perfect concept, right? That is correct. But just because calculations are easy, I use it this way. That's all. So the question that was asked was, do we take 10th June? So usually when we look at bonds, right? Think of it this way. Think of it when the coupon is made, coupon payment is made. When the coupon, or if we are trading on this, or not just trading, if you are settling on this day, right? On the coupon payment date, generally, when we look at it, we are not entitled to the coupon, right? Because on the coupon payment day, when we buy it, somebody else has already got the coupon. So what will happen? We start accruing interest from this first day itself. 1 day of interest belongs to us because somebody else has got the coupon. And when we sell it, or when somebody sells it, that day doesn't belong to you. Okay? So technically, the correct way to have look at it is 10th June should be taken into account. So therefore, it's 21 days in June, which is 20 days plus 10th June, 21. Anyway, July has 31 days, August has 31 days, and 25th June is not taken into account because that is the day it's sold to somebody else. Somebody else starts accruing interest. So therefore, only 24 days in September. Okay. This is the correct way to do it. But it is a little confusing. And this is very much more straightforward. You get the same number of days. And for our calculations, that's adequate. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So that is D1. What's the next thing that you want? I need to know what is the interest for the period. I need to know what is the interest per period. Here, the easy thing is it's an annual coupon. Annual coupon means it's for the whole year. So therefore, I don't have to worry too much for the whole year. Interest is what? Sampath pays an annual coupon every 10th of June. How much is the annual coupon? 12.75. That's given here. When I look at the name of the debenture, matures on 10th of June 2021, paying a coupon of 12.75. So coupon rate is 12.75%. Coupons are paid every 10th of June. So last coupon is paid 10th of June. When I'm considering myself to be on 25th of 2020, last coupon is paid 10th of June, 2020. And the next coupon will be paid 1 year later on 10th of June, 2021. Any questions here? These are places that some of you all had got confused in. Right. So what is your coupon? 12.75. And what's the next thing you need? You don't need D2 for my calculation of accrued interest. I only need D3. How much is D3? How much is D3?
365.
365. So now I can use the accrued interest formula that says coupon for the period divided by D3 to get the coupon per day multiplied by D1. Coupon for the period. Coupon, not the coupon rate, 12.75. Right? Plus, multiplied by. Per day, you have to divide by 365 to find out the coupon per day. Into 107 days is what I have to compensate this person for. So how much is my accrued interest? How much is it? 3 point something. Is it 3 point something? I'm not sure. I don't think any of the answers I got were there.
3.73.
3.73. So generally, accrued interest is calculated to 4 decimal places. That's market norm. Yeah. Calculate the per debenture price to 4 decimal places. Okay, so 3.7377. And then when you multiply it by how many number of debentures you're buying, because you're not buying one debenture, this will give you a more accurate value. So general market norm is you calculate accrued interest to 4 decimal places. Right? 3.7377. What is the invoice price? What is the invoice price? Invoice price is the dirty price, right? So what is the dirty price? Dirty price is the clean price plus accrued interest. How much is the clean price? Is it given here? How much is the clean price? Sorry, yes, 20, correct. Clean price is here, right? Because there is no bid price. The only price that is there in the table is your offer price. That is the price, that is the quoted price in the market. That's what we call the clean price, right? Clean price is the quoted price in the market. So clean price is 100.5. Accrued interest is 3.77 or 7377. Therefore, dirty price, so your invoice price is 104 point, is that right? 3.7377, 2377.
Even if there had been a bid price, you would take the offer price, right?
If there had been a bid price, it would have to clearly state whether where the transaction is taking place.
Yeah.
I mean, is somebody buying at the bid price or what is where the transaction is taking place? Because now you have two prices, right? Let's say you have 100 here. So somebody is saying 100, they're willing to buy at, and somebody is saying at 100.5, they're willing to sell at. So I'm here, I'm looking at this market, and depending on whether I want to buy or sell, only the transaction will happen. If I want to buy, the market is quoting 100.5 is what somebody is selling to me at. So therefore, the transaction will happen at 100.5. But if I want to sell, somebody is willing to buy at 100. Therefore, the transaction will happen at 100. So the clean price will depend on where the transaction happens.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Try this part, same question, second part. Let me know your D1s when you do this, right? When you're putting your answers. Here's the same example. The first part just repeats the same example, and this is part 2. So put in your D1s first. See, 1, I think no, I'm not getting that answer. Devang also no. Janani also no. D1 is not correct yet. I haven't seen the correct D1 yet. Vikramjit, no. Yes, Prasad, that's correct. That is correct. Only thing is, I don't get the same answer as you. So there is a 1 day difference that I'm getting. 28, still no. 55, still no. In the right direction, you're missing a small thing, 28 and 55. Correct direction, missing small things. Read again. Niraj, no. Okay, so Prasad, correct. Sampath, no. Okay, so I'll give the first hint. For those of you who are getting, I mean, the others are in the right direction, they are just not considering certain things like when is this transaction happening? When is the settlement date? Right? Look at, think of it, don't just look at the numbers, think of it. For some of you who are getting numbers like 7, 8, 9, 10, that is not in the right path, right? It's not in the right path. So think about it again. You're still missing some details here. Okay, so for now you have this person. Last interest payment date is 10th of June 2020. And then next interest payment date is 10th of June 2021, right? Because the transaction is happening, trade date is 2nd of October 2020. 2nd of October 2020. Of course, settlement is not 2nd of October 2020. Right. Now, this person purchased this bond on 25th. For a different color here. on 25th of October, he purchased this bond. Now he's selling it. Okay. He purchased this bond and now he's selling it. Right? 7 days later or whatever, on Friday, next Friday, he's selling it. He's selling it, but the settlement happens when? When does the settlement happen? Does it happen on 2nd of October? Does the settlement happen on 2nd of October?
4th of October.
It's not the 4th of October either, though. That's the thing. Why? What day is 4th of October? What day is 4th of October? What day of the week?
Sunday.
It's a Sunday, right? It's given to you. We're here on a Friday. So Sunday, the transactions are not happening. So then what is T plus 2? Although it is T plus 2, this is T. Settlement happens T plus 2. But what is T plus 2? It is not 4th of October. What is T plus 2?
6th of October.
6th of October. Do you understand that? Because you have to take out OA days, holidays, any day the market is closed, central bank is not working, or the stock exchange is closed, right? So Saturday, Sundays, POAs, holidays, right, have to be taken out. You had to skip those days and do your calculations. So 6th of October is your, what do you call it, the settlement date. Any questions here? So T plus 2 is not 4th. T plus 2 is 6th because 3rd and 4th are Saturday, Sunday. Then only you start. 2nd to the 5th is T plus 1. 2nd to the 6th is T plus 2. Questions?
Why, madam, not taken 5th of October?
Because from the 2nd is the day that you do the trade, right? So 5th of October is T plus 1. From Friday to Monday, it's 1 day. The Saturday, Sunday is not a day, no?
Clear.
Other questions? So now, what is D1? That's the next question. So I know what my settlement date is. D1 is what? I have two types of answers that I am receiving. Okay. One set of answers say D1 is the time from, losing out of colors here, the day this guy sells the bond, 25th of October, or has the bond in his hand, to the 6th of October. This is D1. Another set of answers say this is D1. What is the correct one?
Even should be calculated from 10th of June, ma'am, the previous coupon payment because he has compensated the original debenture holder at the time of purchasing. So he should receive the accrued interest from 10th of June.
Absolutely correct, right? That's a perfect answer. So you see, it's not this. It doesn't matter whether you held it, because the person who's buying it from you, they don't know whether you bought it 2 years ago or last week or yesterday or 1 month ago. They have no idea. From their side, what do they look at the calculation? Look at the person who's buying it. Look at the person, the calculation going on from the point of view, right? They don't know. All they're doing is compensating you for the period you held it, and they don't know whether you held it from yesterday or 1 week ago or 50 days ago, right? So that's one thing. Secondly, like it was correctly pointed out, right? You have already compensated the other person for this number of days. For this 107 days, you have paid someone else. So if you only got compensated, what is it? How many days from 25th October to 6th of October? 11 days, no? If you just got compensated for 11 days, that's not fair either, right? Because you held it for 11 days, that's true, but you paid somebody else for 107 days. What about that money? So actually, you have to get compensated for the 107 days that you paid somebody else for and the 11 days that you actually held it for. So D1 is not this. D1 is always from the last coupon payment date. That's very important to understand. Always from the last coupon payment date. Therefore, what is D1? So 107 plus 11, I think D1 is 118. Is that correct? Yeah, 118. So D1 is 118. Therefore, what do we do? What is accrued interest? Accrued interest is still on the 10th of June next year, I get 12.75. So the interest rate is 12.75. Rate is 12.75% into 100, it's 12.75 rupees coupon for the year divided by 365 days in the year, coupon per day, multiplied by, I have to compensate it for 118 days. So therefore, is accrued interest 4.1219?
4.1219.
121. Okay. Accrued interest is 4.1219. And clean price is 105. Therefore, dirty price is 109.1219 multiplied by his selling these 5,000 debentures. And that would be his total receipts. Any questions? Apparently 545,609.50. Any questions now? Okay. Let me give you one last question on this same sum. I'm taking it off. Okay. So again, what is D1? I'm going to say no, Niraj. You can't deduct accrued interest from clean price, Sampath? No. Clean price plus accrued interest is your dirty price, invoice price. Sorry, there's a small mistake here. Shouldn't impact you ultimately, but because we are sorry about that. This is 2021. The only thing that impacts really is the fact that whether this is a Wednesday or another day, right? Otherwise, it won't really impact anything else. No. 55, no. 28, no. Still no. Yeah, Niraj, now it's correct. Okay, so we have one correct answer. Look at the basics, look at the equation. What is confusing you all? That's what I'm trying to understand. Well, it was given to confuse you all, but I still don't understand what is confusing you all this much. What are the problems? Johnny, what is D1? Correct. So what's the only thing that is different in this? Now, you do the transaction, whoever holds this, we don't know, but like now we have some history in this question, but on another question, we might not know. Okay. Somebody is doing a transaction on Wednesday, 9th of June. Wednesday, 9th of June. On a spot settlement basis. Now, the thing is, he's doing the trade on 9th of June. Right? Interest is paid every 10th of June. So 10th of June 2020, 10th of June 2021. Now, he does the trade on 9th of June, but settlement happens 2 days later, spot settlement. So when is settlement? You're correct. When is settlement? 11th of June. Right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. T plus 2. 11th of June. As soon as you say 11th of June is a settlement day, what happens? You are crossing the interest period date. And suddenly now, this becomes the last coupon because as soon as you cross 10th of June, he gets the coupon. He gets the coupon. So the last coupon date is 10th of June. Right? Next coupon date is 10th of June 2022. But from 10th of June 21 to 20th of June 22, what is D1? D1 is 1 day. From the last coupon payment date, D1 is 1 day. It's 1 day. Okay. So therefore, what is the accrued interest? Accrued interest is 12.75 is what he will get next coupon. In 2022, does this bond mature by 2022? Or is this the confusion? If nobody tells me, I don't know. Is that the confusion? Oh, y'all didn't even notice that, right? So, tenth of June 2020 is also Wednesday. So we can leave it back at 2020. That way, we don't have anything to contend with. Right? 2020. And then what will happen? This is 2019. This is 2020. And this is 2021. D1 is still 1 day. And this is over 365 days. So then you will get your answer 0.0349. And then plus the clean price. So dirty price is 105 plus 0.0349, 105.0349, right? So because this bond matures on 2021, you just use that the answer is 2020. Okay. That's it. Any questions here? Okay. So example 9, we're going to skip. There's going to be some changes in the fees that are now being discussed. So therefore, we don't need to look at this because this will be a very different question going forward because the fees are changing, right? The fee structure in CSE is changing. So because of that, we can skip example 9. We move straight to example 10. Okay. Now, example 10 is a full question. Is combining everything together. What is the price of a bond when you trade it in between interest payment dates? Okay. So let's try this question. So we have a treasury bond. Can I just ask you one thing before we even move on to this question? This has nothing to do with this question, right? But if a bond trade takes place this year on April 10th on spot settlement basis, when does the settlement date fall? It has nothing to do with this example. If a bond trade takes place this year on April 10th on spot settlement basis, when does the settlement fall?
Fifteenth of April.
No.
16th, right?
16th. No? Yeah, I think. Because 11th is also a holiday. So it's Aurud, right? And 11th is a holiday, 12th, 13th is a holiday. Then you have your Saturday, Sundays coming up. So 12th is a holiday, 11th is a holiday, and then Saturday, Sundays are coming up. So 15th is Monday. That's the first working day. That's T plus 1. So 10 plus the first working day is 15. Second working day is 16th.
Okay.
So, sorry, is that right? Wrong?
Correct, ma'am. I didn't say this.
So, remember, it's always T plus 1, T plus 2 on working days. Okay, this has nothing to do with that. I just wanted to highlight that. Let's try this question. So, do it step by step, right? The steps are there to help you. So, let's just do the first step right now. What is taking so long? This is the easy part. What's the question? Maturity date is not correct, Niraj. And it's the coupon amount, not the coupon rate, coupon amount. There are 3 questions within this, right? Coupon amount, not the rate, amount. Guys, what are the questions? What is confusing you all? Is it that you can't remember how to read the name of a bond? Because we did this when we did the bill section, remember? Taking too much time for a simple question. Not. What's the face value of the bond? I mean, it's a treasury bond. So what's the face value? So yes, your coupon amount. 28 face value is correct. Coupon is not correct. Remember, how often do treasury bonds pay coupons? As soon as you say treasury bond, this is something that you all should be thinking about. Yes, 28, correct. So what is the maturity date of this bond? So you can use the next side to fill up the answers for parts 1, 2, and 3, right? This is 1, 2, and 3. Tapat, correct. What's next 2 parts? I feel the coupon is not correct this one. You can calculate it per 100, that's okay. I mean, it's not very clear. Either answer is okay, but I feel for the face value, it's not right. So remember how to read the maturity date of a treasury bond, just like the maturity date of a treasury bill. LK means Sri Lanka, B is for bond, A is for bill, B is for bond. Remember? The next 3 digits is the original term to maturity. In bonds, it's in the number of years. In bills, it's in number of days. Remember? Okay. So this is the original term. It's a originally 15-year bond. No longer now, but originally when it was issued, it was a 15-year bond. And what's the next 5 digits? That's the maturity date. 15th of is the 5th month, 2030. So what is the maturity date? 15th of E 2030. Any questions here? Face value of the bond is 100. Right? We said last session, we did this. We said you should know this for the sessions going forward. We use a face value of 100 always. Right? Coupon amount, coupon rate is 11%. So the coupon that is paid is on 100, 11% is for the year. How many times is a coupon paid on a bond, on a treasury bond? Coupon payment frequency is 2, semi-annual. Therefore, the coupon per period is 5.5. 5.5. That is per 100 rupee bond. You can either calculate it per 100 rupee bond or you can calculate it for the 150 million. Sorry, it's 150 million. So my mistake, you are correct. It's 8. If it's for the face value, for the face value, it's a face value of 150 million. So either answer is correct because it's not very clear. 5.5 is for a 100 rupee bond. For a 150 million rupee bond, your coupon is 8.25 million. Okay. Sorry.
What is the zero after B is what? In the
015.
015 is?
Number of years, 15 years. So there's no 100-year bond, but it's 3 digits, right? So the convention is 3 digits. And here it shows you the number of years to maturity from the time the bond is issued, from the first time the bond is issued. So it was originally a 15-year bond when it was issued, the first time it was issued. It is no longer a 15-year bond because now we are in 2024. So it's now a 6-year bond. But when it was issued, it was a 15-year bond. That's what it's showing you.
And 15 is the date and 2 is the number of coupons.
No, 2 is not the number of coupons. 2 is it's a unique digit. It could be 1, 2, 3. It's a check digit that is automatically generated. So that has no meaning for us. 2 is something you should know if it is a treasury bond. It is always coupon payment frequency is 2, semi-annual. That's a given. Treasury bonds always pay coupons, whether here in Sri Lanka or abroad. Treasury bonds always pay coupons semi-annually. All of this we discussed last section. Right? So now, on Friday, 9th of February, somebody is doing a trade. So, what are the trade dates, settlement dates, last coupon payment, and next coupon payment date? This one settlement date is not right. Again, right. Yeah, other than settlement date, everything else is correct. 28, correct. But what are the coupon payment dates? Niraj, yes. Last coupon payment date and next coupon payment date. Sorry, Prasad, my mistake. You're correct. Sorry. Yeah. The trade date is very easy. Sampath, yes. But you all are forgetting your bond. Anything that we talked about. These are basic, right? In your exam also, you're not going to get details. You should know that bonds pay. I told you this last time as well. Last time means not last week, last session. Bonds pay you coupons every 6 months. And when are the coupon payment dates? Remember the date of maturity and month of maturity, and 6 months from the month of maturity on that date. Remember? I told the same sentence 50,000 times on that day. Date of maturity, month of maturity, and then 6 months from the month of maturity on that date. Yes. Correct, Niraj. Only thing is you need to define the year as well, because that becomes important. So the trade date is very easy. Trade date is 9th of February. Right? Settlement happens 2 days later. That is not 11th of February, because 9th of February is a Friday. Settlement happens 2 days later after the 11th, so 13th of February. February 24. Okay. So now we have to look at from the 13th of February 2024, what is the last coupon payment date? What is the next coupon payment date? What is the last coupon payment date from 13th of February 2024? What are the coupon payment dates? That's important. Coupon payment. So the maturity happens on 15th of May 2030. Therefore, I have told you coupons are always paid on the same date, same month as the maturity month, and 6 months from the maturity month. So the maturity month is 5 May, right? So 6 months from the maturity month is November on the same date, remember? So always coupon payments are made 15th May, 15th November of every year. 15th May, 15th November of every year. Okay. You should brush up on your notes, because these were explained, taken a lot of time. We have wasted a lot of time to explain this, and then you come to the sums and you can't remember a thing. That's a problem. So last coupon payment date, when? If it's 13th, if today is 13th of February, what is the last coupon payment date? Is it 15th May or 15th November? When was the last coupon payment made?
15th November.
15th November
23.
2023. Yeah, that's why it's important. 15th of November 2023, last coupon payment was made. Next coupon payment will be made on
15th May 2024.
May 2024. Yeah. Because we have to look at from this point. From that point, last coupon was paid 15th of November 23. Next coupon will be paid 15th of May 24. Right. Now use that to calculate the accrued interest. How much is accrued interest? $28. I'm waiting for a couple more answers. Let's Johnny, can you tell me the accrued interest without the millions, without the 150 million face value? How much is it? For 100 rupees. How much is it? So I have three different answers for accrued interest from three different people. Don't have a consensus answer. So 28 Prasad Janani, three different answers. But also four different answers now. Okay, so Prasad and 28, same answer. Finally, we have a consensus. Okay. So here again, with the data. We are on 13th of February. Today is 13th of February, right? Last interest paid 15th of November 23. And next interest to be paid 15th of May 23. Oops. 24. So I need to know what is day one. And I need to know what is day three. Those are my important dates. Days. So what is D1? D1 is November has 15 days. November, December, January, February. So D1 is 90 days. Yeah, everybody's saying 90 days. Okay, thank you. 90 days. That's D1. D3, I want to make sure I all have got this correct. November, December, January, February. How many days did you all use?
29.
February, March, April, May. So that comes to D3 is 182 days, is it? Yep. So D3 can always be 181, 2, 3, or 4 days. Usually one of these four combinations will be there, right? 181, 2, 3, or 4 days. So you have to calculate it properly. It will not always be 182. Yes, some people do that. That's why I say. So now, what is your accrued interest? 5.5 is my interest for the period. Per day, I had to divide this by 182 for the number of days, 90. So my accrued interest is, how much is it? 2.7198, is it? Per bond, per 100 rupee bond. Okay. That's my accrued interest. Next step. So we've done step 1, step 2, step 3. Next step. Calculate the price of the bond on 15th of May. Because now, remember, we're trying to calculate the price of the bond. This bond matures on 15th of May 2030. Right? So it pays coupons on equal periods. And we are here today. Today is 13th of February. 13th of February is not an equal period, right? So if I want to find the price of this bond, on an unequal period, right? This is a short period. These are 6-month periods. So all of these are different 6-month periods. Now, this is not a 6-month period. Ultimately, what I want to find is the price of the bond here, right? On 13th. But I have a problem. Let's not look at that problem right now. The next part says, don't even think about that. Calculate the price of the bond on 15th of May. Calculate the price of the bond on 15th of May. that is just basic bonds, right? Now, 15th of May is a coupon payment date. We know how to calculate the price of bonds on coupon payment dates because it's all equal period. So you use your bond price formula. Look at what are the numbers. If you don't remember the bond price formula, you can look at the beginning of these workings. And you can find the price of the bond. This 15th of May is a coupon payment date. So the only thing you need to figure out is what is C, what is R, what is N, FV is 100. So we will calculate the price. Because I'm waiting for a couple of answers. Well, Janani and Prasad, you had two different values. Can you all let me know what your R and N inputs have been? Yeah, also different value. From the other two. Yeah, please let me know what your inputs are, please. So our inputs are correct. 28, again, different answer. Please let me know your inputs. What did you enter as C, R, N? Okay, Niraj, also correct. Nirajan Prasad, so that's probably rounding error. N is not correct, 28. Remember, it's semi-annual. Semi-annual. Okay, so what are your inputs? You know that you're going to get a coupon of 5.5 until it matures, right? So we know coupon is 5.5. It's the coupon, not the coupon rate, so that we know. At the end of the period, we're going to get a coupon plus we're going to get our face value back. Right? But how many periods are there? That's the question. Now today is 15th of May 24. That is year 0, 15th of May 24. This bond matures on 15th of May 2030. 2030. You have to take that into consideration. So from 15th of May 24 to 25, that's 1 year, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's 6 years. That means 12 future cash flows. 12 future cash flows, right? 12 future flows. So it is 12. What is R? R is the return that I want. So it says here the yield, the return is 12.25. That is for the year. This is not very clear, but that is for the year, 12.25%. Semi-annually, it's 6.125. So now you have your details. We can enter this and get the final answer. So what is the price? Price is 5.5 divided by 0.06125. 1 minus 1 plus R to the power minus N. So how much is that? I don't have consensus answer. It's close, but not really close. 94 point. Is it 7958 or 7835? That's important for me. Can somebody else clarify? Is it 7958 or 7835? Well, R, you have to use the 6 decimals, right? You have to use 0.06125. You can't round it. You can't round 0.06125. because that's what's being given to you. That's the input, right? This is not something that you have derived. So it has to be 0.06125 that you use in your inputs for your R. Johnny, have you rounded or have you used full inputs? Seven, 9, 5, 8. Okay. That's close enough. Okay. So this is our answer for 15th of May. Now the next part says, so the 15th of May, so we've done 4 also. Last part says, calculate the maximum price you would pay to purchase this bond in February. February means February 13th. I have kept this blank because obviously you have to figure out whether it's the 9th or the 13th. Now you know it's February 13th, right? February when the trade took place. So that's 13th. Calculate the maximum price you would pay to purchase this bond on February 13th. Per 100 and then for 150 million face value. So to calculate that, now you have calculated to 15th of May, right? Now, look what we have done. We take the break in a minute, but look what we have done. This settlement takes place on 13th of February, right? Which has D2 number of days. We know that D1 is 90. Therefore, we can see that D2 is 182 minus 90, 92 days, right? 182 minus 90, it's 92 days. You can calculate it separately, or you can use this and find it. Either way is correct. Right. So we are doing the trade here 90 on a 92-day period, right? All of these are 6-month periods. Now we have calculated, interestingly, we have calculated to 15th of May. What is 15th of May? It's the next coupon date. 15th of May is the next coupon date. Do you see that? 13th of February, next coupon is 15th of May. I have calculated the price as at the next coupon date. Now I need to know on an odd period of 92 days, what is the price that will prevail here? That's what I need to do. Let's take a break. It's 10:15, 10:35. We'll do the next part.